Sunny, and I am your host, Sunny. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like life is just not the same and it's never going to be the same? Have you ever felt heartbreak? Have you ever had a setback, a failure, a loss, and you just felt like that this is the end of it, like life is never going to be the same? If yes, then this is just the right place for you, and this is the show you never want to miss. Why? Well, we'll talk about that in a minute, but let me first welcome you guys. As you hop on, say hello. Let me know where you're coming from. I am using StreamYard to do this live, so you have to click on the link above or in the description to give StreamYard permission so that I can see your name. So if you haven't done that, please do that. Hey, Nicole, thanks for hopping on. Yes, right? We have all been through those times. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, some house rules. I do have a $25 giveaway on this one, so I'll tell you how you can win that. Someone said, hi, Sunny Lamba. I don't see who you are. Someone said, yes. So it just doesn't show me your name. So if you can click on the link above and give StreamYard permission so I can see your name here. My husband's on. He makes me blush. I'm going to try not to look at his name. Say hello as you hop on. Tell me where you're coming from. Nicole is from Texas. And how are you going to win the $25? Well, it's very, very easy. If you think that this can help someone, then I don't see the link. So it is streamyard.com/Facebook. streamyard.com/Facebook. I can put it in the comments for you. /Facebook. So you can do that. It should have been, but it's not. I'm sorry about that. Hi, Stephanie. Thank you for hopping on. Yes, yeah, I know. You know, I'm pretty sure we've all felt that way for sure. Okay, let's get started. So how do you win the $25? All you have to do is hit that share button and then put in the comments shared so that I know that you shared, and you can go into a chance to win the $25. Now, do it only if you feel that this show can change someone's life. Do it if you only feel that this show can make an impact, or someone you know needs to hear this information, or someone you know needs some inspiration in that life, because that's what this is all about. So hit the share button, and you can share to your stories. You can share in your Facebook group, in your private messenger chat, or on your Facebook page, whatever you feel comfortable with, but do put shared in the comments so that I know that you shared. So this is episode number 1 of the Sunny Lamba show. So let's get back to that question that I asked in the beginning, that have you ever felt that life is just not going to be the same ever again? Have you ever been in the trenches? Have you ever had a heartbreak, a loss, maybe a loss of a relationship, maybe a loss of someone you love, maybe a loss of a business, maybe loss of money, anything, any kind of loss, a heartbreak? Then at that time, it feels like that this is the end, right? You are down there and you just need someone to be there for you. You just need someone to just, pull you up, just give you the hand and pull you up. And that's what this show is going to be for you. This is going to be that inspiration that you need at that time when you're feeling low, when you just need that extra motivation. Hey, Kyla, thank you so much for sharing. Kyla, I want to give you a shout out. I have been procrastinating about the show for a long time. So she did give me a kick in the where, and to get this going. So thank you so much for doing that, and thank you for pushing me. So if you've had a setback and if you survived it, then if you're still alive and you survived, then you are a force to be reckoned. You are a person who has gone through so much but has still come out shining. Hey, Rinky, thanks for hopping on. That's my sister. So I want you to know that if you've ever had this, I want you to know that nothing is out of reach. You just need to believe in yourself. You just need to listen to your heart, and just take that next step. That's it. Just take that one next step. And there's so much information out there. There are so many people out there who would do anything to help you. And you just need to reach out. And if nothing, then you just need to come here and watch this show, because I'll always be here for you. And I'll always be here to inspire you, to motivate you. So let's talk about what is the idea behind this show. And then I also want to talk about, I don't know if you saw that in the banner, it said FLAWTHENTIC ME. So I want to talk about that. Oh, great. I didn't bring my book. Oops. Maybe if my husband's listening, he can bring me the book. I think he's on here. But I want to talk about the tagline that I gave it, FLAWTHENTIC ME. So we'll talk about all that today. That's the plan for today. I don't have a guest today. It's just me, myself, and Sunshine. And you guys, you know, you're all here with me. So thank you so much. Hey, Rosa, hello, beautiful. How are you? So if you hit share, you can win. There, see, I have an assistant. Thank you so much. I thought I had. He did ask me, he's like, did you get everything? Yep, I'm all good. I got everything. And look at me. I needed this book, and I'll tell you in a bit. So that's the plan for today. No guests, but we will be having guests from now on. And thank you so much for everyone who reached out to me for being a guest on here. I'm so honored, and I can't wait to share your stories. What is the idea behind this show? Why this show? The idea behind the show is to create a community where we can support each other, to create a community where someone who doesn't have that support system and is looking for just some inspiration or for someone to reach out to, they can come here and they can get that motivation. They can get that inspiration. They can listen to the other people's stories who have been in the same place and how they've risen above it. And that story is going to motivate them. That is the idea behind the show. I want to create a place where we can come, a safe place, no judgment, and we can come and share our stories. Stories of resilience, stories of heartbreak, stories of triumph, stories of struggles, hardships of life, but then winning through them. Stories of those FLAWTHENTIC women who embraced their flaws, and being aware of their flaws, they still went on to achieve a lot in their life. Why? Because they were true to themselves. They were authentic. And I'll talk about how that name came up. I'm really excited about actually that FLAWTHENTIC part. Oh my God, 1111. Yes. Oh my God. Thank you, Kyla. Thank you so much. The story of healing. Yes, Nicole, exactly. You know, the story of healing. So that's the stories I want to share. And through that stories, I want to inspire others who are dealing with stuff in their life that at that time they feel like that this is the end of it. Probably they'll never be happy ever again. So we just want to create a place where we can inspire them. I do have some amazing guests lined up in the coming weeks, and I'm so excited about that. And I'll share a little bit about that as well. But let's talk about the name of the show, the Sunny Lamba Show. How creative, right? Okay, so how did the name came up? I had about 25 to 30 names written down, doing research online, Google and all that. And most of them were around sunshine, sunny, kind of that stuff, and women and power and those kind of names. And my husband, I always get feedback from him about everything. And most of the time, he does give good feedback. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, sure, yeah. And then I do whatever I want to do. My mom used to say, listen to everyone, but do what your heart tells you. And I truly believe in that. Anyways, coming back to, so I'm reading all these names to my husband, and there was all these names, and in there was the Sunny Lamba Show. I love Marie Forleo, by the way, and she has Marie TV, and she has the Marie Forleo podcast, and that's why I had the Sunny Lamba Show in there. And I was reading all the names, and when I said the Sunny Lamba Show, he's like, that's it. I'm like, no, there's more names. He's like, no, that's it. That's the name you're going to have. And I'm like, but I don't know. Like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, I am very sure that you should just have that name because that's your name. And he's like, this is going to evolve and it's going to grow, and it's going to become something really big by having that name. And I mean, a lot of you on here are marketers, and you know that we talk about branding ourselves. We should always brand ourselves. And he's like, if you know, this is going to grow, it might change course as we go. So this name would be perfect, because then, you know, you can just do whatever you want, but this name will be generic, right? And it's branding myself, kind of. But the main part was the flawthentic part. So I wanted to come with a little tagline, and I was looking for something to go with women of power, or empowered women, or something. But I wanted something different, something unique. And I, once again, made a list of all these adjectives to go with women: powerful women, empowered women, and I had like all these names ones. And in there was flawsome. So once again, my husband and I'm going through this whole list of names. And when I said flawsome, and I love that word, flawsome, I've always loved it. And I actually even thought about one day creating a group called Flawsome Me. And when I said flawsome, he's like, hold on. I'm like, okay. So he goes and he grabs this book, What Happened by Hillary Clinton. And my husband's reading that right now. Oh, actually, he finished it. I haven't read it. I'm not going to lie. I haven't read it. So he goes and grabs this book, and he's like, there's something I want to read to you. Page 463. So he read this out to me, and I'll read it for you. Okay, so this is when, as I said, I haven't read the book, but I kind of know what happened, because I last night kind of quickly looked at it. So this was in 2017. Hillary was one of the speakers at her college where she went, Wellesley College, at the graduation. And one of the girls from the graduating class was also speaking. So she came on the stage, and this is what this girl said. And I loved it, and I'm pretty sure you're going to love it. Tell me, once I read this, tell me what you think about it. And if you love it, I want to see some hearts. I want to hear about it. And just to make my husband feel better, just say that, yes, it was amazing. So this girl, she compared her classmates to emeralds. You know, the gem, the stone, emerald. So this is what she said. Like us, emeralds are valuable, rare, and pretty durable. But there's something else emeralds are known for: their flaws. I know it's hard to admit, especially as Wellesley students, but we all have a lot of flaws. We are incomplete, scratched up in some places, jagged around the edges. Flawed emeralds are sometimes even better than flawless ones, because the flaws show authenticity and character. And as soon as he read this, the last line, it said, because the flaws show authenticity and character, I said, flawthentic. And he's like, huh, yeah, I like that. And I'm like, oh my God, I love it, flawthentic. So I went and Googled, and I might as well have coined this term, because I couldn't find much on Google for flawthentic. I Googled flawthentic, and all I found was just some skincare company. It's not their tagline, but in there somewhere they had used the word flawthentic, and it had come up. Then I went on Instagram and I searched for hashtag flawthentic. Tell me what you guys think about the term flawthentic. My husband would be very happy if you tell him that he did a good job. But so I went on Instagram and I searched the hashtag flawthentic, and 5 posts came up. 5. I think I just coined this term, guys. Like, really, I think I coined this term. I'm going to take the credit, and I'm going to patent it, because I coined it. 5 posts came up. One of them was my post, actually, which I had made yesterday or day before. So 4 posts. So that's how the word flawthentic came up. But the truth is that we are all flawed human beings. We all have our flaws. When we look in the mirror, all we see is things we don't like about that person in the mirror. And all we do is criticize ourselves. I already said I love it. Thank you, Rinky. Thank you. Yes, I think I love it. It took me a day to kind of get it in, but I love it. And, you know, we are in a habit of self-criticism. We're always criticizing ourselves, always, right? And we all have stories to tell. the unique stories that make us beautiful. Our stories include our flaws, our hardships, our failures, our mistakes. And when we put them all together, it brings out that unique, authentic person. And that's why we are all authentic. And we need to embrace that authenticity. Instead of embracing we need to embrace the flaws, but instead of criticizing those flaws and instead of always saying, oh, I am not good enough, and finding that negativity in ourselves and always thinking about those flaws, we need to embrace those flaws and embrace that authenticity. And that is when the magic happens, right? And if we become that authentic person, that true authentic person, we have served our purpose. We have served our purpose on this earth. And that's where the name Authentic came from. So I do want to share my story a little bit. I've shared it in the past. Most of you have heard it, but if you're new here, I just want to talk about it a little bit, how this whole journey happened, how this whole show came upon, and what brought me here. And that's it for today. And then we're going to have guests next time. And every time we'll have some guests. But let me talk about me. It's the Sunny Lamba show. So let's talk about Sunny. So Rosa loves Isha's idea. Thank you, Rosa. Authentic. Yes, Philip. Rinky said she already loves it. That's my sister, so she already knew that. And yes, Jasmine, you're right. It all comes down to mental health. It all comes down to our mental health. And sometimes all we need is a support system. All we need is a community, right? And that's what matters. All right. So as you know, my name is Sunny. I am in Calgary, Canada. I was born and raised in India. I came to Canada about 20 years ago. And I lost my mom at a very young age. I've talked about it in the past. It took me a while to talk about it, but now, as I've talked more about it, it's easier to talk about it. But I lost my mom when I was 14. She had cancer and she fought the battle for, I think, 3 years. I mean, I don't even remember how long it was, but she was sick for a long time. And unfortunately, she lost the battle. I think losing my mom was a pivotal moment in my life, which I didn't realize at that time. But looking back now, hindsight is 2020. As I said, if you have had loss in your life and if you've survived it, then you know you're a force. And I think that loss literally paved the course of my life. It changed everything. Of course, in the beginning, it went downhill. But today, when I look back, it feels like it made me who I am today. And it gave me the power. It made me strong. And that's what, yes, Kyla, yeah, I realized that because I remember my first live when I talked about my mom, it was ugly crying. It was ugly crying the whole time. It was like literally like that. And I deleted it. I shouldn't have. But the more I've shared about it, and yes, it has definitely helped me in the healing journey. But losing our mom, we are 3 sisters and a brother, kind of drew us apart. You know, and it's sad that something like this either brings you together or draws you apart. It did bring us together in the beginning, but as we grew older, things happened and we kind of drew away from each other. And I'm so happy we're back together, all 4 of us. And I love my sisters, and they're my support system, and my brother. But it definitely changed a lot. So just to give you an idea, I lost my mom. My dad was kind of absentee, I would say. Not that he didn't care, but he was a typical, that last generation fathers, especially Indian fathers, they don't show their love. They didn't know how to show their emotion. So he was just like, go to work, come back. He wasn't emotionally there, and he had a business. So he would be gone from like 6 in the morning till 10 at night or something. So my grandma is the one who stayed with us. And but my grandma, she couldn't, cook or do things. So at a very young age, I started taking care of my younger brothers and sisters. My older sister came to Canada right after mom passed away, after like about a year. So at a very young age, I had all these responsibilities on me. We were not very financially, stable. Dad's business was kind of up and down. So I started doing tuitions, and I would like wake up in the morning, get my brother, sister ready for school, get ready for school, go to school, come back, make lunch, then do tuitions in the afternoon. And life was hard. Life was definitely hard, but I feel that it made me very strong. In the beginning, I had a problem with crying. So because I didn't want my brother to see it, I didn't want my younger sister to see it. So I would go and hide in the bathroom and cry. But over time, I realized that the more I cry, I'm going through the healing process. And last 3 years have been a huge healing process. So that was the beginning. Anyway, so I came to Canada about 20 years ago. And I got married, and that was a bad relationship. So I went through that. It did kind of break me in certain terms, but luckily I met my husband. So that relationship lasted about 3 years, and I kind of lost myself. I think that relationship that I had in the past was the one that put all those limiting beliefs in me. I don't think I had them as much before, but he was constantly criticizing me for everything I did. No matter what I did, there was always criticism. There was always like, oh, you have no idea what you're doing. This is not how you should be doing things, and about everything, So that kind of put that feeling of I'm not good enough and I'll never be good enough. Thankfully, that was done and over with. And I met my amazing husband, my biggest support system, my cheerleader. Sometimes annoying, but so that's a bit of my story. Going forward, of course, how I got into the business is that I had a job which I hated and complained the whole time. And once I had my son, I think the complaining started even more. And if you're a mama, tell me in the comments if you're a mom, you would relate to this, right? Tell me if you relate to this story. So I would wake up. My husband was always traveling for work. I would wake up at 5:30, get ready, wake up my son, get him ready, rush through the morning, drop him at the day home by 7, and then take the train 1 hour, get to work by 8, work till 4:30, get back by 5:30, pick him up, come home, then make dinner, give him the bath, eat, and literally had no time for my son because it was like always rush. And the pivotal moment was one day, as usual, I was rushing in the morning. I'm like, come on, Neil, you gotta go, come on. I'm like, you're too slow. I'm like, I'm gonna be late, right? And this was every day. And as he was putting his shoes on, he was better that day. He was going faster and all, quicker and putting his shoes on. And I said, wow, you're so good today. Good job. And he's like, yeah, I don't want your boss to be mad at you. And it just like hit me. It just hit me. And I was like, oh my God, like he's only 4. He's only 4 and he's worried about my boss being mad at me. What am I teaching him? I'm teaching him that you have to rush through life. I'm teaching him that someone else is controlling my life and controlling his life. Even though he doesn't even know this boss, but this person is controlling his life. I'm not saying that boss, but my job is controlling this little kid's life. And I think that was the moment, even though I'd been complaining for a while, but that was the moment when I'm like, I need to take back my life. I really need to. Now, my husband had been saying for a while, just quit your job, but I didn't listen to him because I thought, no, bills have to be paid. But I think the bigger thing was the fear of stepping out. Job was a comfort zone. I was comfortable. I get my pay at the end of the month or twice a month. And we were comfortable. And I was scared to step out of that comfort zone. I was scared to let go of that job, let go of that security. But until and unless we step out of that comfort zone, we're not going to grow. If you are a gardener and if you ever had a plant in your house, you know that when the plant gets very comfortable, it stops growing. And we all, I don't do a lot of gardening. I did for a little bit. And at that time, I went crazy with gardening and I would read all the blogs, everything I could find. And I know they said that when you change the pot, right? So the roots are really tight in that little pot. And when you change the pot, the plant gets a shock, right? The plant is not comfortable anymore. You're taking it out of its comfort zone, and the roots get a shock, and it actually grows more than, right? It's a known fact. If you've ever done gardening, you would know that. Any gardeners in the house? By the way, if you haven't hit shared, we do have a $25 giveaway today. So just hit share and put in the comments shared so that I know. And we're going to have a $25 giveaway, which I will announce in my stories later in the evening. So please hit share it to your stories, share in your Facebook group if you have one, share in your team, share with your teams if anyone needs to hear this. And you can win $25. Anyway, so I think I was too scared to step out of my comfort zone. And my husband's like, no, we'll be fine. You know, I have my job. Yes, we would have to cut back a little bit, but we will manage. You should quit your job. And then that day when my son said that, I was like, wow, oh my God. That was an eye-opening. It was like, this is it. I need to be home with my son. I need to show him a different way of life. I need to show him that life is not about running through it, rushing through it. Life is about taking a deep breath. And it might sound cliche, but smell the roses. Life is about going out and enjoying your life and freedom. So that's how my journey started. I literally talked to my husband. He's like, you're picking a date. I picked a date. I quit my job with nothing, no plans, nothing. Started into network marketing, affiliate marketing actually. Failed badly with my first affiliate marketing business. And then I went on to my second network marketing business, had some success with that one. But there was this calling the whole time, even though I was doing network marketing, but there was this calling that I want to do something more than that. So I signed up for a life coaching course last year, which is almost done. And that is what my passion is, that I want to help women who are struggling, women who need inspiration. I want to help those women find their power. I want that to help them step into their power through self-love and through acceptance so that they can be authentic and they can live that dream life and create a legacy of their own. And they can have that freedom lifestyle. That's what I really wanted to do. And hence this show. So that's a little bit about my story. Thank you so much for listening, guys. I know I've shared it before, but I thought it would be perfect if I share it today. I'm going to wrap up, but I do want to talk about the plans for the show a little bit. I am going to, so the Sunny Lamba show is going to be bi-weekly. Is that what it is? Bi-weekly? I think so. My mortgage payments are bi-weekly, so I guess. So it's going to be every other Wednesday for now, and see how we go, and I'll see how many guests I get lined up. I might change it to weekly, but for now it's going to be every other Wednesday. So the next show will be on October 21st, same time. I already have an amazing, amazing guest. She is such a powerful woman. I don't want to give the name away, but she has definitely gone from being in debt and broke and to a life where now she is living her dream life and she's making 5 figures a month. So she's amazing. You're going to just love listening to her story. I'm looking forward to that. That is going to be October 21st at the same time. If you want to be a guest on this show, and if you think you have a story that people should hear, a story that will inspire others, put in the comments guest and I will reach out to you. If you're not comfortable being on the video as a guest, then put or send me a private message. Send me a private message and we can still share your story. We can share your story by, putting it on my page. I would still love to share your story. So if you think that, oh my gosh, I would love to share my story, but I'm not comfortable with the video, which by the way, I'll help you get there. If you're not comfortable with the video, I can definitely help you get there. We can talk about that. But send me a private message that I want to share my story, and we can share your story through a post on my page. If you want to be a guest, just put a guest in the comments and I'll reach out to you. Thank you so much, guys, for hopping on. I can't believe I'm right on the 30-minute mark, but most of our shows will be about an hour. This was just me, myself, and sunshine, as I said. So be yourself, be the authentic you, and find your power. Believe in yourself, because you are the biggest power that you know. So love yourself first. You spend the most time with yourself. Your husband, your kids, your parents, your brother, sister, your friends, you don't spend the most time with them. Who do you spend the most time with? You spend the most time with yourself. So love yourself first. It's not selfish. Loving yourself is not selfish. In fact, if you truly love yourself, you will shine into this new person who can then give more love to everyone around you. You can spread even more love. So loving yourself is not selfish at all. So love yourself, be the authentic you, and I'll see you guys on the next show. Thank you so much for hopping on. Have a beautiful day and have a sunny life.